So we're going to go down one more exit. We're going to go down to Porter Road, pull over, do some tweaking. We're not tweaking. We're going to tweak the suspension. Well, maybe I should clarify that. Hey guys, it's Alan, the Fireman 1028, and today I'm back with our 2025 KTM 390 Enduro R. Now, today what we're doing is this is kind of a follow-up to our commute video that I'll post right up here somewhere, where we were going down the interstate and I noticed and I commented, and I couldn't stop commenting on how unstable the front end felt going down the road. So, you know, it really had me concerned. So I started doing a lot of research and kind of doing some looking here and there. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take the bike and we're going to play with some suspension settings. Now, we did adjust the tire pressure. So stock pressure calls for 29 front, 29 rear. Our bike was off. So that was a potential factor. So we got the front and rear set at 29 PSI cold. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set the suspension for the front forks. We got the rear set already on 10 clicks on the compression. We're going to play with the compression and rebound on the front forks, and then we're going to go from there. So the first ride we had 10 clicks. Let's look at it here. We had 10 clicks of compression and 10 clicks of rebound on the clickers. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set the bike up for the sport setting, which is 7 clicks on each. We're going to ride down the interstate, maybe 10 miles down to the Porter Road exit, and then we're going to set it for the comfort settings, which is 18 clicks out on the compression and 16 clicks out on the rebound. And we're going to see if that kind of changes how the bike reacts. Because what was happening is the front end, was very shaky. Again, now it is a dual sport bike. This is not an FJR 1300, so we're not expecting it to be, just super cruise. But for me, for my liking, it was probably the most unstable bike on the interstate that I have driven. So we're going to play with that, see if we can change some things. The ultimate solution is a steering dampener, which is going to be in the works. I've already contacted Scott's Damper and got some other stuff in the works, but that's the ultimate solution. But right now we're going to play with the suspension and to see if we can make it more compliant / less nervous on the interstate. Now we're still under 100 miles on the bike. You see we still have nipples on the tires, so the bike is still brand new, but like I said, it was rather unnerving. So we're going to try it again and we're going to see, and we're going to have a view facing me and a view facing away. So let's hop on the bike and let's go for a ride. So again, 2025 390 Enduro R. Now like I said, we rode it this past Saturday. Rode it to the office, kind of a commute video, and that video is actually the most current video I have right now. We just want to I want to play with the suspension, and let's see. So right now it's set. As a matter of fact, here, let's do this. Let's pull over now and let's go ahead and set the bike up for the sport setting. Now again, they give us really good adjustable clickers, adjustable forks on this thing, and you're crazy to not use it. That building there used to be Employee Benefit Services, and they were a bunch of crooks. That's a side note. Alright, so let's hear in the shade. It's awfully hot today. So let's do this. Let's set our clickers. So the sport setting is 7 turns out from all the way in. So we're going to go all the way in with our clickers here. All the way in. That's all the way in. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Let's go all the way in. You see those over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that is the sport setting, quote unquote sport setting on the front forks. Now we're going to leave the rear at the base setting, or basic, or standard, which is 10 clicks. We're going to leave that as it is. And now we are on the sport setting. So in theory, this is going to firm up the front suspension. This is going to decrease the, or it's going to quicken up the rebound and the dampening. So let's see how that does on the interstate. Now the base setting is 10 clicks on both sides, so we are now at 7 clicks, which again, it doesn't seem like a huge deal or huge difference, but it's only a difference of 3 clicks, but for a KTM, 3 clicks is enough to go from base to sport. So again, it's going to be a wild shift from the sport setting to the comfort setting, which is 18 on the left side, 16 on the right side. So let's hop on the interstate. We're going to try to keep it. We're going to try to keep it to, 70 miles an hour. It's just kind of impossible. With we're before rush hour traffic, so it shouldn't be too bad. We're still in break-in, so we don't want to go too crazy with it. So, all right, now we're getting on I-77. We're going to take it down to Porter Road, which is about 4 exits down, about 10 miles, and we're just going to see how it feels. And then, like I said, we're going to set it to see. Right now, I got one hand off, and I'm trying to talk, and I can feel that front end just being really nervous. I mean, you can feel it just kind of kind of doing like that. And if you hit a big bump, who's to say it wouldn't induce a tank slapper, or even worse, a high side, and throw you off the bike. So I haven't really seen anybody else talk about this yet, and maybe it's it's not a big concern to anybody else, but for me, this was kind of the biggest thing that I've noticed so far with this bike is that setting. So again, we're in the sports setting now. We're going 73, 74 miles an hour. If you look down, now I'm gonna induce a little bit of twitch. And you see that front end is just, if you can see down there, that front end is just really nervous. The sport setting definitely makes it more a more firm ride. Oh, here's a bump right here. Okay, so don't hit that, whatever the hell that is. See, just coming off that right there, the front end was just giving a little wag. And again, I don't expect Harley levels of ride compliance, but I do expect something. But it's almost to the point of where you really can't even take your hand off the throttle. I like to talk with my hands, and it kind of makes things a little difficult. So again, it's a sports setting, and it'd be a great off-road. But the standard setting of 1010 was very, very nervous. I was really hoping that the sports setting would be less nervous, but it really doesn't feel like that is the case. So, I mean, we're doing 80 now, so we're doing a little faster than we really should be, especially in a break-in period, We're kind of doing the opposite. We're going to try to hit some bumps and see if we can induce some, I don't know, some head shake or whatever else. I don't know if you can notice here, but my camera's definitely got some movement to it. So if that kind of tells you anything there.
So again, the sport setting is 7 clicks out on both sides, and you can see, like I said, this front end is I mean, it's very, very twitchy, nervous, unsettled, you know, whatever terminology makes you feel better. So we're going to ride it down to Porter Road, not Sutton Road, Porter Road, pull over on the side of the road, and then we're going to adjust it to the comfort setting. Now, everything else about the bike, I mean, I love the power. I mean, look, we're at 70. Let's do a roll on it from 70. That's full throttle. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all for a 390. You know, it's got 44 horsepower, so it's, you know, I've been really impressed. I'm hoping we can take this bike and hit some trails sooner than later. But it's been so dadgum wet that the trails have eluded us so far. Like I said, definitely twitchy, very twitchy at the sport setting. It was if a scale of 1 to 10, it was probably a 7 out of 10 on the base setting, of 10 on the and then with this sport setting here, it's probably an 8 or a 9. Now we'll pull over, we'll put it on the comfort setting, and we'll see how that compares and see if it gives us a little bit more compliance, a little less nervous front end. I don't even want to try to take my hand off to adjust my camera here, which is moving, because it's that front end's so nervous. So we're going to go down one more exit. We're going to go down to Porter Road, pull over, do some tweaking. We're not tweaking. We're going to tweak the suspension. Thought maybe I should clarify there.
I mean, even just taking your hand off to raise your visor up for some air, you can feel it.
You hit a little bump, and you can just like, woo, that front end just gets nervous. Now, we're going to be test riding the 390 Adventure R in the very near future. And I'm going to take it on the interstate, and I'm really interested to see if it's got the same level of twitchiness. So, you know, this is the first KTM dual sport I've had. I'm not even going to call it an Enduro, because it's just a dual sport. But I was interested in checking the angle of the rake, and the KTM comes in at 27.1 degrees. Now, for comparison, something like a CRF 300L, KLX 300L, KLX 300, not 3LX 300L, they have a 27.5. So neither one, now it's not a huge difference, but neither one of those bikes have nearly as steep of a rake as this bike here. Now, for further comparison, the 390 SMR, did I kill it? I did kill it, didn't I? The Supermoto bike has a 26.9 degree rake. So the rake is the angle, and when we pull over, I'll show you here. The rake is the angle of that front wheel, and 26.9. That's a pretty steep rake. Now, a steep rake gives you quick response on your turning, but makes it less stable at higher speeds. And the opposite is also true. The less steep, the more shallow the rake, let's pull over here. The less steep the rake, the more stable it is at higher speeds, but the less quick it turns in, the slower it turns in. So, let's look at this real quick. I'm going to leave the bike running. So this is, when we talk about the rake, this is what we're talking about here. We're talking about this angle, the angle here. So imagine a straight line here. This is that angle. 27.1 degrees is that angle right there.
Again, the SMC-R is a 26.9, so it's actually a little bit more steep. And then the 300L and the KLX 300 are a 27.5, so it's a little further out. The longer it is, the less steep that angle is, the more stable it is at high speed. The steeper it is, the quicker it turns in, but the less stable it is at higher speeds. So now what we're going to do, like I said, let's adjust our clickers. We're at 7 turns now. Let's go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 clicks out here. We're going to go 18 clicks out over here. I know you can't really see that one very well, but 18 clicks. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 18 clicks. Now we are now in the comfort setting. So we're going to go back the exact same route, and we're going to see how the front end feels, whether that took out some of the twitchiness or what. Again, the ultimate solution is a steering dampener. There's not one on the market yet. This is a new frame, so we do not have an option right now. And the Metzeler Karoo tires, it's a 50-50 tire, so it's not like we're running a 2080 tire that's almost all off-road, or just barely a DOT tire. This is a 50-50 tire, so you should be able to run it at pretty decent speeds and not have any issues. That's what a 50-50 tire is designed for. All right, so we're back on the interstate, and already I can tell you that comfort setting has reduced some, not all, some of the twitchiness in the front end. Now, if you induce it, you can still feel it, but just hitting a bump makes it less likely to react. See, now I feel comfortable. I can take my hand off the bars, hit a bump, and not feel like it's inducing this crazy shake. And again, we're going 70, 71 miles an hour, and which is a typical interstate speed. So the sport setting was as nervous as all damn get out. The comfort setting, while you can still induce it, you can see down here, you can still induce it, and if you let it go too far, it'll get out of hand. But as far as just riding, it's a lot less nervous with just regular road imperfections. Now, you hit a giant pothole, all bets are off. But I can tell you already, the comfort setting of 18 clicks out on the left, 16 clicks out on the right, definitely calms down the front end. Now, it's a lot springier, and again, it's the comfort setting. It's meant to be a lot more compliant, a lot slower of rebound and compression. There's no adjustment for the preload, but it's just the rebound and dampening, the rebound and compression of the front forks. Well, again, we left the rear shock on the base setting at 10. Didn't touch that. We didn't touch the preload, which was set for 3. Again, we're going 80 miles an hour here, and the bike feels a lot less nervous. I really don't want to push it much past that. We're at 7,000 RPM. Again, we're still in our braking here. I mean, we're only at 65 miles on the bike, so I really don't want to push it too hard at this point. So we're just going to leave it like that. That's going to be about as fast as we're going to go. So again, it's and we'll hit some bumps up here on one of these bridges. Our York County I-77 bridges are notorious for just being god awful. But again, just going around curves, just normal interstate riding, which again, this bike is not designed for just interstate riding. But again, it's a dual sport. You should be able to do this without, being scared to death that the thing is going to snap out from underneath of you. Now here's people hit a couple bumps right here. Now see, that was a pretty big bump right there at 77 miles an hour. I had both hands on the bar, and it definitely jumped a little bit, but it wasn't as bad as what it was on the sport setting. So that was a pretty big pothole too. We're known for our potholes on our bridges in York County. So stupid camera. Anyway, so I think that's a pretty definitive answer on as far as which is the better setting.
At least it is for me. Your results may vary. I'm 5'10", 220, 225 pounds, depends on the day. And for me, the comfort setting is definitely the way to go. Now, with adjustable clickers, what you can do is that you can, if you're, say, like we're going to Enery, we're going to ride down to Enery OHV, and it's about an hour drive. There's some interstate, there's some back roads. Set your clickers for your comfort setting, and then as soon as you get there, click them back to the right, put it on your sport setting, go rip ass off road, and then turn them back for the ride home. That's the beauty about having adjustable clickers. So, all right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. This is going to wrap up our test. I feel pretty good about what we've discovered, I feel comfortable recommending, again, at least for me, I can speak for me and only me, that the comfort setting definitely makes the forks less jumpy. So thank you guys for watching. If you see anything that you like, if you have any similar experiences, give it a try. Let me know what you think. Give me your feedback on it. These bikes are becoming really popular. Again, we might be looking at an adventure R, but thumbs up, comment, and the ultimate compliment for me
is if you subscribe to the channel. So thank you guys for watching. God bless. Roll Tide. Again, football season's coming up. This is mid-August 2025 here. Football season's coming up real quick. Bama plays their first game on August 30th. So if you need me, don't call me. Thank you guys. God bless. Roll Tide. And remember, tomorrow needs you. Thanks, guys.